All right, Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakbadash, the honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the Akim Wa Akwath, learning, teaching in truth and sincerity. Another video to the Spirit. And I got these two articles I'm going to be dealing with actually from that Coach Greg Adams, right? You know, one of them, red pill type niggas. But he was actually bringing out some good information in these articles, y'all. All right, the modern concept of relationships in the Western world is a complete perversion of what the Heavenly Father commanded to us in the Scriptures. All right, America, under the hedge and the leadership of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, which is the power and authority of the world, the whore, right, riding upon the beast being NATO, EU, the whore being America. It has told the world of a new format of relationship between man and woman, which is counterintuitive, it's self-destructive, it promotes disease, it promotes, bastardization of children, not knowing who your papa actually is, right? It ain't nothing good going on in the Babylonian dating neighborhood, and Esau is to blame at this because he's changed the rules. So what we're gonna look at is and this is just dealing with even 100 years ago, y'all. The way that shit is now would have been completely outlawed. You'd have went to jail. You trying to take a bitch to the movies, you going to jail. You trying to freak off in the bitch, you going to jail. A woman, her ankles is out, somebody going to jail or getting put to the death. All right, and we're going to be comparing it in the Scriptures and showing you how the old way, okay, the way that Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai said it's supposed to be, that's the best way, because that's the only way that works. This new modern way, it don't work. It's death. So let's read a little bit, and we'll get some Scriptures, but we're going to read for a little bit. I did some talking. It says, what is this? Business Insider. Says what dating looked like the year you were born. Says of all the rituals of love, the first date is perhaps the most paramount and the most dreaded. Hundreds of questions surrounded the pivotal event. How do you secure a date? What will you do once you've got one? Will your date think you're funny or stupid? And what is dating anyway? And that's the main point, this term of dating, where this shit came from. So we're going to jump down actually, because this is a pretty long article, so we're not going to get all of this. They actually go into the word origin, date. Apparently a nigga used it in 1896. He said, I gotta line my dates up, referring to the dates of the calendar. Right here, just this little part says, according to Moira Weigel's book, Labor of Love, The Invention of Dating, the word date first popped up in a newspaper column in which a heartbroken clerk named Artie wrote that the object of his affections was seeing other people, so a hoe. According to Artie, his unrequited love told him that other people were filling all my dates, as in the dates in their calendar year. So this term comes from a harlot ass hoe, a woman, an adulterous woman. Okay, that term to go on a date. The dates of her calendar getting dicked. God damn it. Man, you know what? I'm sorry, y'all. We already starting off fucking a rocky road, goddammit. Y'all, chastity was is a very serious thing. More so was important and serious in the ancient world, and America has taught you to not see it as such. Hey, this is funny right here, actually. And this is actually, straight up. Hey, this is real nice and easy. Now, in particular, this is referring to the Levites in a particular office and manner. But this applies in general. Leviticus 21 and 13. And he shall take a wife in her virginity. That's a law. That's one of the laws. You are supposed to get yourself a woman who has not been touched by other men. That's as real and as basic and as simple as, how many words in here? This is as simple as it gets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 words. And he shall take a wife in her virginity, close the book, and turn off the video. That's how it's supposed to be. Nothing else. Oh, Salakia, y'all, Salakia. I didn't realize. Let me get this real quick out of Leviticus. I had it paused for a moment. I thought it was unpaused. Where is that at? Leviticus. Short law, Leviticus 21 and 13. I may have just read this, so Salakia. I had it paused. I just lost track where I was at. And he shall take a wife in her virginity. 9 short words. 9 very short words, but very potent. And originally, specifically this law right here, like I may have just said, this is dealing with the Levites. Exactly. But this applies universally. You're supposed to get her while she's young, in her youth, and a virgin, and you grow up to have the family. And then you go to scriptures like this in Sirach. That's like, I might be completely repeating myself, but bear with me, because I had it paused. I didn't realize it was paused. I think I had it paused for about 2-3 minutes or so. So Sirach 7 and 23. Hast thou children, instruct them, and bow down their neck from the youth. All right, the father and the mother trains the children. The father is a disciplinarian, the mother is a nurturer, and brings up the children in the instruction of the husband. All right. Hast thou daughters, have a care for their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them. Verse 24. Hast thou a daughter, you're supposed to look after her, make sure she ain't sneaking out, sleeping around, doing anything with any old body, so it doesn't bring a shame to the household when she gets pregnant and the dude ain't nowhere to be found. All right, show not thyself cheerful to them, so not being overly nice to them, not letting them have their own way all the time, otherwise they'll grow up and be undisciplined. Verse 25, marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding. Okay, so this isn't telling a father to marry his own daughter, this is saying to marry her off, and in particular marry her off to a man of understanding, so she'll grow up and have a prosperous and a beautiful family, right? But do you see that in today's time? No. And actually in this world, it's encouraged and it's taught the father shouldn't have no business in who the daughter, let her find her own love, play the field. And now look at her, man. And it don't ever go over good. It don't ever go over good. All right, so coming back here, we already off to a doozy, finding out what the term actually goes back to. All right, in the early 1900s, courtship was considered a public act. It says before the 19th century, most unions, heterosexual unions anyway, and that's the only true union, nigga. D to V, okay? A D going into a V. That's the only union. All right, it says were for the heterosexual unions were facilitated by parents who would arrange for a male suitor to have a supervised visit to a woman's home. The goal of these visits was to evaluate whether or not the courtship could result in a marriage, and that's how it's supposed to be. The father and the mother inspect the young man. Okay, yeah, here's our daughter. You can look at her. Right? What type of shit you like? What you do? Who you pray to, nigga? you be washing behind your ears, little nigga? You ain't taking her out to no goddamn Olive Garden. And the next thing you know, you in the back seat tossing her salad. Okay? This is this fucking American way of life that we've grown accustomed to. And hey, I'm a young man. I'm out here in this shit. I can say, hey, I'm out here. We knocking them down, right? But this shit gonna stop in the kingdom. This shit it's gonna stop in the kingdom. All right, even amongst, you go, I'm gonna get a black woman, I'm gonna get an Israelite sister. Man, you ain't walking down no aisleway with that Israelite sister, man. You was in the back seat. Come on, keep it real, Jake. Even the way that us brothers in this truth, even our form of courtship is not what it was in the ancient world. Okay, keeping it real. All right, let's keep going. It says, as Beth Bailey argues in her book, From Front Porch to Back Seat. Damn. Courtship in the 20th century America. Courtship at the times was distinct in that it was a predominantly public act conducted in private spaces. In other words, the early 1900s, a male suitor courted a potential woman mate in a private space, the woman's porch or living room, in front of a public audience, her family. Yup. You ain't running off nowhere. Hey, go read through the book of Tobit, y'all. What did they do with Tobias and Sarah? Tobias, the daughter of Tobit, Sarah, the daughter of Raguel. And his wife's name was Edna. And I forget Tobit's wife's name, which was Tobias's mother. But when he went up and met up with Raguel and Anna, you know, they was all speaking there right there. You know, not he didn't take her off to Zoe's Good Burger. You know, this is how it was supposed to be. And then if the father didn't approve of it, he would send that man. Nah, he's not gonna marry my daughter. I don't care that he's rich, or I don't care if, you know, he's handsome, he's tall, whatever the kids be. No, I don't think he's a good man. All right, that's how it's supposed to be. 2 amendments were made following the conclusion of World War I that flipped the traditional rules of courtship on its head. The dating scene in the 1920s has been romanticized as a glamorous affair defined by flapper girls. And this is where you get the term, y'all, the roaring 20s. The 1920s is what really flipped shit upside down, when whoredom really got popularized and became cool. I might have to do a whole separate video on that, the roaring 20s, y'all, as they call it. And I never knew why, but now I'm starting to find out why. That's when this whoredom shit really kicked in, man. Damn, man. It says Gatsby-esque parties and righteously liberated women, but liberation looked different in the 1920s than it does today. Following the end of the First World War, 2 important amendments to the Constitution were made. The 18th Amendment, which prohibited the making, transporting, and selling of alcoholic beverages, and the 19th Amendment, which granted American women the right to vote. Speakeasies, illicit liquor stores, and nightclubs exploded onto the scene. The era of the male-only prohibition, so when, the time period when alcohol was banned, you had spots where only the men would go to get the alcohol. Then what did it turn into? All right, it says the pre-prohibition salons was over and women started to patronize these bars too. Courtship became a private event held in public, albeit forbidden spaces. However, with the advent of the liberated woman came the origin of, as you saw there before this ad popped up, oh, that's Satan. It said S-shaming. You son of a bitch, you gonna pop up right here? Get the fuck out of here. Hold up, y'all. I done had to refresh the page right there. It says, with the advent of the liberated woman came the origin of S-shaming. Sloop, as you see it, right? Saying it funny for a reason. So you see that, y'all, bars, there wasn't no such thing as nightclubs, nigga. And that's why the elder apostle Tahar, he always, when you look at the customs of the East, men and women wasn't dancing together like how you just grinding on each. Men did their thing and the women had their thing, man. Now at the wedding ceremonies, you know, you had men and women there, but even still then, and you can see certain videos, y'all, if you go see, you know, East Indians when they're getting married, or Arabs, you'll have the women on their side of the room 20, 30 deep dancing. And then you have the fellas 20, 30 deep dancing. They're in the same room, but they're across from each other. Ain't nobody grinding up on each other's wives and all that. This is the advent of the liberated American woman, man. Western world woman. The destruction of all. And what has it led to? Let me get back in scripture. It says you're supposed to look over what? Sirach 42 and 9. The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep. When she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age, and being married, lest she should be hated. So the father would care over his daughter, trying to keep her from giving up her virginity, so that when the day comes she actually goes to get properly married, then it's found out she's not a virgin, and brings shame to every damn body. And now somebody gotta die. Straight up, that's how it was. And so as we're reading, you know, it went from the proper form of courtship to now your little daughter sneaking off with niggas getting drunk. And what you think they doing? Drunk. Hell, what people do is sober is bad enough. What you think going down drunk, man? All right, verse 10. In her virginity, least she should be defiled. and gotten with child in her father's house and having a husband, at least she should misbehave herself. And when she is married, at least she should be barren, man. So by the time it's time to get married, you already got pregnant, got a whole little niglet, misbehaving yourself, being a thotty lottie. And then, worst come to worst, now you barren. Some of these women be wondering why they should be off. You done took 20 rods by the time you was 17. You wonder what's wrong with you. Now you 35 trying to start a family, and now your little thing ain't working. Because you had too many things up in there, man. Niggas done... Boy, then had her in a goddamn Eiffel Tower, man. At 20. Verse 11, keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies, a byword to the city, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude. And that's as real as it gets. That's why these laws were in place, not because men are mad and bad and evil. No, you dummy. So you aren't destroyed in the end. Now you don't have a family. Now you don't have a husband. Now you die old and alone, or you have to go into prostitution and die of whatever means. All right. This shit's killing me, y'all. Come on. Why does it keep doing that? This article keeps popping up. Get the fuck out the way. Oh my God, gay people. Okay, dating in the 1920s was all about public entertainment. Despite the backlash flapper girls received, let me see some flapper girls. Flapper girls were a subculture of young Western women in the 1920s who wore short skirts, bobbed their hair, so they cut their hair, which they ain't supposed to be doing, and flaunted their disdain for what was then considered acceptable behavior. Wow, so these were little Edomite little demons kicking it off. And you best believe you had some nigga women in there. So they were straight up feminazi demons, F men, F with men. Okay. Judgment Day is coming soon, don't worry. And don't get it twisted, y'all. You know, we talk, hey, the Edomite woman's a demon because she's the pioneer of this shit. All right, so we know a spade's a spade. You know, now the bitches want to treat Jake good, but the Edomite woman is a fucking demon, and I can't wait to put chains back on their ass too. So don't get it twisted over here. I use them what the fuck they for. Okay, you want to give up some box? Okay, cool. Make a brother life easy and go back to your corner. God damn it! Look at these demons. This is the title, bro. This is the picture, bro. They look like demons. Look at them. Their disdain. It said they had a disdain. Okay, so let's come back. It says despite the backlash the flapper girls was received, the first little OnlyFans thoughts. It says dating continued to distance itself from tradition and family as middle to upper class America experienced an era of exceptional prosperity after the war. Dating as a concept became an activity closely associated with the entertainment industry as a whole. The prohibition spurred adventurous couples to go out drinking at bars under cover of darkness. But in addition to speakeasies, couples who were lower on the socioeconomic ladder were able to go out dancing or meet in free public spaces. Furthermore, as cars became more commonplace, couples finally had a way and a place to have unchaperoned dates. So, nigga, when cars came out, it was a wrap. Now your daughter getting kicked back and getting spit backed on in that car. And what did they famously show y'all in movies and TV shows, y'all? In what era specifically? The young man with a young woman up on a hill in a car about to kiss and get their freak on. Say I'm lying. So as time went on, as this era, the 1920s came about, and this lifestyle, you know, got more and more popular, everybody caught on to now what was dating. So no more courtship. Now meet up in secret with a young man. Freak off. Do that for the next 30, 40, 50 years. Unchaperoned and untrained. And now look at what you got. Now look what we got, y'all. Right here. Hey, y'all, I typed in car date on a hill. I want to see if they got one of them old style. Oh my God, two niggas. Type in 19. Okay, this is one of them. You know, these the drive-ins. Drive in and get freaked out. Y'all remember they, you know, up in the car with the old top drops, right? Went and got some burgers and some food earlier. And now somebody about to get their chicken stuffed. Where did this come from? Double E. Now, not saying, hey, now Esau isn't the originator of adultery and motherfuckers freaking off, but you see, what we have is dating in today's time. This is straight up prostitution. All right, this would have been considered prostitute. What we do, this shit's prostitute. Take the bitch to, this is prostitution. Unchaperoned, this is prostitution. You about to be nigga number 58. Okay, straight up. So let's come back here. I want to get a little bit more here, and I got another article. Okay, so, oh my lord, nope. Romantic opportunities for not, yeah, we're not doing that. I don't even, so you see, by the 1930s, that's when them folk came. I'm not even covering that, jeez. Popularity became the key to dating success in the 1930s and mid 1940s. Okay, so you know what? Okay. American historian Beth Bailey explained in a Mars Hill report called "Wandering Toward the Altar: The Decline of American Courtship" that in the period leading up to WW2, one's perceived popularity and status epitomized one's dating success instead of one's personality, attributes, or interpersonal skills. As we just read in that scripture, y'all, what does it say? It says, marry your daughter. This is a weighty matter. It says, give her to a man of understanding, not a popular nigga, not a pretty boy nigga, but a good, honest man of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So this is the era when, douchebag niggas, I guess, became popular in American culture, man. And they pushed in this. You wonder why these women, they don't like a good, because this is all they grew watch up. Nigga, he a demon ass nigga, and all the hoes are sweating. Why? Because he's cool. So that's what, and now that translates into real life, y'all. And I'm telling you this from experience. The women who you don't show as much obvious outward affection for tend to be the women who will follow you to the ends of the earth, compared to a woman who you head over heels with. She don't give a fuck about you. What is that? Why does she have a complex where she likes men like that? Look, what did she watch growing up? All this shit like this. Disney's, cartoons, all this and all that. And this is the time period when this shit got popularized, apparently. It says men's popularity was not at that time measured by how much sex they could have or whether or not they got married, but instead by the material objects they owned and by whether or not they had a fraternity membership. Women's popularity, on the other hand, was determined by how in demand they appeared to be at any given time and whether or not they managed to be seen in public with a desirable man. So when we see this shit now, so what are women crying for? Oh, they want niggas who are making six figures. You got to be this tall. The popularity, right? And then fellas are at fault too. What type of, niggas ain't checking for no bitch in the library. Niggas want a big old, booty bitch that know how to throw that mug back. So now everybody's idea is just all skewered. Everybody's idea is just all skewered, man. Everybody's all skewered. So what I'm gonna do actually now, I'm gonna get to the next article. I'm gonna come here real quick because how is this supposed to go down, man? You were supposed to, let me go to that Tobit real quick, man. You meet the father, you meet the mother, and I actually had this happen once. My first little, and I don't deal with the NB no more, the nigga woman. But my first little so-called black girlfriend, I actually went through that process. We met at school. He's in the same grade. She's like, hey, we can't. You got to meet my dad. He don't play like that. So I was like, okay. Go over there, y'all. This nigga was like as tall as the ceiling. This nigga every bit of like 6'8" or whatever. It was her stepdad actually. He's sitting down. He in a tank top, big old burly Jake with some cornrows, and he's sitting down talking to me. Right, I sit down on the literally old courtship. I'm sitting on the couch with her, but I'm not touching her because I wasn't going to disrespect him in front of her like that. So we sit next to each other, but we ain't making no physical contact like that. And he sits down. He comes in the room. He sits down and he pulls a machete out from under the chair. And he looked at me. He said, "You ain't gonna make me have to use this, is you?" And I was like, "No, sir." This is actually right before I knew about the truth. I was learning and coming out, but I wasn't fully in the camp yet. So I'm still like, on the other side of the line. I was 17, y'all. I'm still in high school, man. So I went through that experience. And after talking to me, he saw, I was a little square dude, so he didn't feel threatened by me. And he actually gave us permission. He's okay. Y'all can get up tighter on each other. Y'all cool. So then, we was hugged up. So hey, but that don't, and I ain't had nothing like that since. Now is wham bam, thank you, ma'am. That's the best you gonna get. Shit. Actually, a chick would be more offended if you tried to go the proper route now. She'll be more offended than you. She'd be like, "Fuck you trying to meet my dad, man? Man. I'm just trying to get some food and some weenus, right? It's all thrown off now, y'all. It's all thrown off. But let me, let me, let's come to Tobit. Um, I want to go to where Tobias meets Raguel, um, and Tobias meets Sarah. Um, okay, let me see. Yeah, okay. This is all good. So I'm gonna start at the first verse. Um, Tobit 7:1. It says, "And when they were come to Ecbatane, they came to the house of Raguel, and Sarah met them. So when Tobias and the angel Raphael, who disguised himself as what do you call his name? Something with an A. Damn, Ananiah or something. Slakia. Says, and after they had saluted one another, she brought them into the house. So the daughter actually came out to greet the strangers. Okay, who's this? Brought him in. It says, then said Raguel, which was the father, to Edna his wife, how like is this young man to Tobit my cousin? So Raguel said, man, this dude look like my cousin Tobit. And what he say? And Raguel asked him, from whence are ye, brethren? To whom they said, we are of the sons of Nephthalim, meaning we're Nephtalites, which are captives in Nineveh. Then he said unto them, do ye know Tobit our kinsman? And they said, we know him. Then said he, is he in good health? And they said, he is both alive and in good health. And Tobias said, he is my father. Then Raguel leaped up and kissed him and wept. All right, so right there, he said, yeah, that's my that's my pops. And they all popped up. They was like, oh. So then, right, we're going to keep going. So they showed him love afterwards, right? Verse 7. And blessed him and said, thou art the son of an honest and good man. But when he heard that Tobit was blind, he was sorrowful and wept. So when they heard the news his father was blind, they mourned for him. Verse 8, it says, and likewise Edna his wife and Sarah his daughter wept. And that right there, hey, that was already a good sign. Sarah was going to go on to become his wife. She don't know Tobias from a doorknob in Dallas, Tennessee, and goddamn it, there ain't no doorknobs in Dallas. Slacker. There ain't no doorknobs named Dallas in Tennessee, but she already weeping because she knew this was a good man. So she felt genuine emotion for the man already right there. So that was a good sign. It says, moreover, they entertained them cheerfully. And after they had killed a ram of the flock, they set store of meat on the table. Then said Tobias to Raphael, brother Azarias, that was his name, his fake name, speak of those things of which thou didst talk in the way, and let this business be dispatched. Okay. So, they was celebrating. Then he said, what? It's time to get to business. What was the business? The marriage and getting the money for his father. It says, so he communicated the matter with Raguel, and Raguel said to Tobias, eat and drink and make merry, for it is meet that thou shouldest marry my daughter. Nevertheless, I will declare unto thee the truth. Okay, so straight right here, they got right straight to it. Right straight to it. I'm going to jump down now. You know what? I'm going to read through, actually. This is what I wanted. Okay, good. Verse 11. I have given my daughter in marriage to 7 men who died that night they came in unto her. Nevertheless, for the present be merry. But Tobias said, I will eat nothing here till we agree and swear to one another. Then verse 12, Raguel said, then take her from henceforth according to the manner, for thou art her cousin and she is thine. And so y'all should already know, the law concerning who you can and can't deal with physically. So it wasn't a big deal that it was that they were cousins. It was lawful. So are we saying in today's time to deal with your cousins? No. The whole family will try to put you down. But y'all should know what the deal is if you've been around for a while. But you see here, the father didn't have any complaint. He said, man, come get her right now. Tobias said, not boy. Tobias said, I'm not doing nothing else till we get this matter solved. And Raguel said, fine, take her. She's yours right now. Right? It says, and she is thine, and the merciful power give you good success in all things. Then he called his daughter Sarah, and she came to her father, and he took her by the hand and gave her to be wife to Tobias, saying, behold, take her after the law of Moses, and lead her away to thy father. And he blessed them, and called Edna his wife, and took paper, and did write an instrument of covenants, and sealed it. Then they began to eat. And Raguel called his wife Edna, and said unto her, sister, prepare another chamber, and bring her in thither. And that's an ancient marriage. Literally went into the house. The father handed his daughter over. They had a feast. And if we keep reading, they had this feast for 14 days, right? Tobias goes into the chamber with Sarah. They lay down and consummate and have sexual intercourse. They didn't spend $70,000 on the wedding. Go get a big fancy dress. Go get a ring, which comes from the Oppenheimers of the diamond industry. Every kiss begins with K. All that bullshit, right? This is how it was done in the ancient world. This is one of the many ways. All right, not saying that certain folk would have big fancy weddings, but that ring shit was never involved. All right, y'all know the history on that. The diamond ring, I should say. Okay, the custom of the diamond ring going to boy, come on. This is how it was done. You met the father, you met the mother, and the daughter was given to you if the father so agreed. Okay, but what do we have now? It says the fascinating history of how courtship became dating. So we're gonna skip through some of this. Okay, right here. Okay, actually no, we'll start it. It says dating is hell, but how much worse would it be if the very act of it landed you in jail? According to Labor of Love, the invention of dating, Farrar, Stratus, and Giro, a sprawling new history by Maura Weigel, so we see her again. The first female dates faced exactly that, mistaken in their quest for love for prostitutes. Okay? The modern form of dating as we know it, you would have been, this shit's considered prostitution. You going off with some strange woman you don't know, exchanging money and food. Nigga, this is Prosti. But this is what America has allowed and said was okay. And even we ourselves can't escape from it. We do, okay, you'll have a group come in like IUIC. That's why we tell brothers to give it. No, nigga. You would be a damn fool to try to go run up on some strange woman and offer to take her hand in marriage and legally bind yourself to this bitch. And then when you get divorced, R-worded in court, took for everything, and you never see your kids again, you'll be a damn fool. All right. So that's why, honestly, hey, the way it is now, hey, what did Paul say? If you got your woman, just deal. If you don't got your woman, just chill. Okay? Because if we can't keep the laws to 100%. If we try to treat these women as if they're good ancient world women, they will destroy you like a modern woman. Okay? It don't work. Let's keep going. Oh, slacking. Let me read more. So let's see where the term dates even comes from, right? So we're dealing with women. It says, okay, we're going to start right here at this paragraph. We're going to have to jump. It says, as with concepts like the teenager and middle class, dating is historically recent invention. Yep, so teenagers don't exist and middle class don't exist. It says, spurred by an influx of women into the big cities seeking work around the turn of the 20th century. So the cities were created, women came in and started trying to work, and then what happened? Hey, so that shows you this whole era of, work. Esau set it up to separate and destroy the minds of women and to cause hell in the household so he can have better control. It says, but when these single women, stripped from their dependency on fathers and husbands, began to be courted in public, courted in public, Salakia, they should have put a period here. Police, politicians, and civic leaders were alarmed. So these women were being pulled away from their families to come be in these cities. All right, and now they don't have that stability anymore. So now what do they start doing? Okay, which goes to show you that's why This whole way of life, y'all, your kids turn 18, you just let them out the house. This whole shit is just off and backwards. And man, y'all, man. Salakia, Sirach, right here, 26 and 10. It says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespassed against thee. All right, so you're supposed to keep her in and not give her liberty, because it's not an if, it's when. She will do wrong with her body and give it to the wrong guy more times than not. Okay, she'll trespass. She'll be sneaking out, sneaking niggas in. I've been on both ends. Hey y'all, we here in this world, and I'm not, not on no straight up, wicked shit. Don't get me wrong, but I've been a teenager once. We was all teenagers. You sneaking in a chick house, right? You you down the corner. She sneak out, go get some food and do whatever. And you don't think this was happening in the ancient world just because they didn't have cars, nigga? They had horses and camels and buggies. She come out with her little hair covering, with a big ass robe on, face covered, hop on the back of the camel with a nigga, waddle off, hump out by a tree, eat some fucking eat some lamb, and then go back home, man. Sneak back. Now she pregnant. Now what? Verse 12. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. That's parabolic. Y'all should know what that is. That's a parable of opening up her mouth and her body to any old Tom, Dick, and you know who else. Tom, Dick, and Harry. Man, where's that one scripture? Is it 36? Yes, Rock 36. Let me double check. Let me get back to the article. Let me okay, that's good. Okay. She's supposed to be shit out here getting married to hoes, nigga, please. It says, in the eyes of the authorities, legal rights, women who let men buy them food and drinks or gifts and entrance tickets look like W's, and making a date seemed the same as turning a trick, nigga. Dates is tricking. Take me on a date. That's a trick. You tricking. Exchange time and money, then I'll give you access to my body. It don't say that in scriptures. Your father give me over to you, and you don't get no say so. Honestly, it can be straight like that. As we read in that Tobit, Sarah didn't have nothing to say. You go read in Genesis. Rebecca didn't have no say so when she saw Isaac. Now it says she liked it, Isaac. She thought he was a striking, handsome man, but she ain't had no say so. Leah, Rachel, Zilpah, and Bilhah didn't have no say so. Jacob's 4 wives. And here you is turning a trick. Come on, man. After centuries of women's fortunes being dictated by men around them, like I just stated, the notion of women on their own gave much of society pause. In Chicago, single women were known as women adrift. Damn. So you see, they was startled at this shit back then. It says the charity girl. The circumstances gave birth to dating rituals and other unfortunate traditions that still remain, or at least still cause confusion as mores change today. When women hit the workforce, Slocky, did I read? Yep, okay. When women hit the workforce, writes Weigel, they believed, the belief remained widespread. They were working not to support themselves, but only to supplement the earnings of fathers or husbands. As such, employers used this misconception as an excuse to pay women far less than they paid men. In 1900, the average female worker earned less than half of what a man would earn in the same position. If you ever wondered how it developed that men were expected to treat their dates, that's how. So right there, the concept of you have to pay for my date comes from the fact that, they made less. So that's why you were expected as a man to pay for it. That's where all these stupid rules and games come from. American whoredom and harlotry. All right. If I had to buy all my meals, I'd never get along. A young woman living in a boarding house in Hell's Kitchen told a social worker in 1915. So now that's where that entitlement comes from. And so now here it is, you'll have women making more today than a man, and she doesn't think, oh, equality. I make more. Let me be a righteous person. I'll cover it, or I'll at least pay my. No, you still a broke nigga. Here it is. This chick make 130,000. If you don't, you making 50. She finds you handsome, but if you don't pay her bill, you a broke nigga. Well, yeah, bitch, you make more than twice more than me. God damn. You know. But hey, that's this world, y'all. These people, y'all. This shit's so backwards, man. Let me see. I mainly just wanted to get, this shit was considered prostitution, and going on a date is turning a trick. Uh, wow. So right here, let me see. Um, let me see. Let me see. Okay, it says in the early 1900s, vice commissions across the country sent police and undercover investigators to check out spots where people went to make dates. As early as 1905, private investigators hired a group of progressive do-gooders in New York City. Were taking notes. Some of this paragraph is worded. They don't have good sentence structure. It says, taking notes on what we can now recognize as the dating avant-garde. She recalls the report of one such special agent staked out at the Strand Motel in Midtown, who noted that the women he was spying on did not seem like prostitutes per se, but were concerning nonetheless. Of the store employees, telephone girls, stenographers, he noted that their morals are loose, and there is no question that they are on terms of sexual intimacy with their male companions, man. He says they not literal prostitutes, but they act like it. So all these women who up in this, all these female creatures up in our face running, man, Aki, man, y'all, this is modern day prostitution, y'all, straight up, man. Oh shit, what the hell? John D. Rockefeller, wait a minute. It says, so heavy was the concern that these loose, immoral women might harm society that in the 1910s, John D. Rockefeller Jr., the son of Stanford Oil founder, this guy's a demon. John D. Rockefeller's a demon. I've done videos on him. So have brothers. His father, is a demon. He's a demon too. It says funded investigations into the commercialized vice industries of more than a dozen American cities. Here it is, these assholes. Y'all the niggas who allowed it and created it. Now y'all want to do some investigating. Man, hey, bro, y'all, the elites really don't got it like that, y'all. So that was the first girl. You had the charity girl. It says now you have the shop girl. Let's see. While dating finally became acceptable, it wasn't exactly liberating for women. If the American dream for men was to work hard and become a success, the equivalent for women was to get a good job and marry a rich boss. So I'm not going to read through all this, but now this is where these, the gold digger era, right? In which gold diggers been around from the beginning of time, but dealing here in Western society. Now these women is working, they in the job, so I need to give me that 6-figure man or whatever the F, right? The charity girl, the shop girl. In order to attract rich men, these shop girls were caught by the irony of needing to buy the expensive items they sold. Oh, if you don't make such and such, you can't be with me. What your coochie do that coochie don't? Not a damn thing special. Not a damn thing special. You was just another chick, man. The it girl. Two other now familiar concepts also sprung up around this time. Previously, people sought to be known by traits that emphasize morality, such as character and virtue. Yeah, so you wanted to be a good person back in the day. Now, how are you known? Just being cool. It says the concept of personality, which places emphasis on surface traits, has been regarded in the negative reference in terms of personality disorders. Let me see. So now these bitches oh man. Wow. It says in the context of dating, to have a good personality or simply have personality meant to have charisma. Weigel writes this was an asset whether you were selling handkerchiefs or selling yourself. Wow. And men, we don't like a charismatic woman because a charismatic woman is an easy to sleep around woman. A charismatic man is looked up to. A charismatic woman is a danger. Man, y'all. Wow. I just got one more scripture, really. So you see, man, this shit, boy, Babylon did a number on the world. Hey, this ought to be the title of the video. Those evil modern girls. So, man, hey, man, you see how this shit went, man. Now look where we at. Them type of women, that's not how it's supposed to be. What type of woman is? Well, how should women be? Sirach 26 and 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefast will fear the Lord. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all, but she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. All right. So that's where we're at with it now, y'all. So choose and pick wisely. Hey, don't let IUIC convince you to marry one of these slores. Use them and then make your space. And you sisters, don't be out here being one of these American slores. Okay? You know, it's quite the conundrum out here. The way it's supposed to be compared to how it is now is oh so bad, man. It's oh so bad. Let me see. Put away. Slocky, he may put away. Is that Deuteronomy? Exodus 21. Just another thing, real quick. You know, because the hookup culture is gonna go away in the kingdom. Hookup culture is gonna go away in the kingdom. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Now this is the one scripture, right, that other camps like to scoff at when we break it down. So let's say, for instance, right, a man didn't go through the process of meeting the father and the mother. He was still supposed to have some accountability and take care of the woman. And how did that process go? Deuteronomy 22 and 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, meaning she's not promised anyone, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found, does he go to jail? Does he get killed? No. What happens? So if she wasn't promised to anybody and she's a virgin, what's supposed to happen now? Does he just skate off and go brag about it to the boys and off to the next one? No. What was supposed to happen? Verse 29. That then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. Okay? So that you're supposed to take care of her. And in today's age, we ain't, hey, look, go ahead. We ain't doing that now. Shit. Certainly these hoes, you chicken heads, you knock them and you send them back the fuck they came from. But in the ancient world, that's not how it was. And when we get to the kingdom, that's not how it's going to be. All right. Sex ain't just something you do for pleasure. It's going to go back to be the process of family building. And it just happens to be so very pleasurable to our miserable asses. All right. He had to take care of her and whatever children came of that union. And let me do one more thing. I want to see how much money is 50 shekels of silver now. It's saying right here $306. I don't know how true that is, because I've seen let's see. What to say? How much is 50 shekels to $1? Oh yeah, they're using modern shekel. Yeah, see, this don't really okay, let's see in the Bible. Let's see. Let me see. All right, I'm getting all kinds of mixed numbers here, but we saw that one for 300. You're seeing another right here. 24,000. Regardless, it wasn't free. So, I'm not the shekel expert. The Apostle Ed or Apostle Tahar is pretty good with that. But you had to pay some money. Let's say, I'll put it to you like this, right? Let's say if you want to take a chick, right? Think about it, this is a whole human, a whole person, right? A whole woman, right? A living creature. Let's say it was 10,000. Are you going to just easily put yourself in a situation where you owe somebody daddy 10,000? Or are you going to think about it beforehand? You're probably going to think about it. So that's about it, y'all, man. Hey, y'all, we got to get to the kingdom. Hey, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakurash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations, all like the Akim wa Akwath, learning, teaching, and truth and sincerity. Shalom.